I'm Zanana Rose, and this is my YouTube channel, Natural Living with Zanana. I'm so glad you're here. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. On my YouTube channel, I share information, tips, and product reviews to help you live a more natural, sustainable, healthy, and non-toxic lifestyle. So on this video, we are gonna bake. I'm so excited that you're here to cook with me. We're going to make some oatmeal chocolate chip cookies without sugar. I have been using allulose to bake with, and lots of you have been asking me about how I make my recipes without sugar. So today I'm bringing you this great recipe for chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. My husband loves cookies and he likes to be able to snack on them, have one with his coffee in the morning or sometime in the afternoon or even before bed. And these are a great healthy way to get a little snack in without having as many calories. I'm going to share this with you. It's really my recipe. I did get inspiration from a couple of other websites, and I will put the links to those in the description of this video, but I've really taken those recipes and made them my own by adding some other ingredients that I love in my cookies, and most of all, making them completely sugar-free. So it does have some carbs in it, so they are not carb-free. These are not a keto cookie or a paleo cookie because they do have some grains. I make them with oats, and I make them with a gluten-free flour, the Bob's Red Mill. If you want to do that, there is Bob's Red Mill Paleo Baking Mix. Maybe I'll do another video on how to make them with that, but this video uses both oats and gluten-free flour. So let's get right into it. The first thing that we need to do is we'll mix together some dry ingredients. And so we're gonna go ahead and add 1.5 cups of the Bob's Red Mill baking mix. And this is a 1-to-1 baking mix. It already has xanthan gum in it, so you don't really need to worry about that. There we go. So that is the first ingredient, is the flour. I love Bob's Red Mill. They have a lot of really great products. It's here in Oregon, and they have tons of gluten-free products. So it's really great if you are gluten-free. That works best for me. I do eat a little bit of grains here and there, almost always gluten-free. So this is a really great option. And we'll also add some baking soda, again from Bob's Red Mill. And I'll put links to all of these things down in the description as well so that you can find them. And we're going to use 1 teaspoon of the baking soda. And next we'll have 1 teaspoon of salt. If that is too much for you, you can always decrease it. This is going to be a pretty big recipe, so 1 teaspoon will work for me. It really does enhance the flavor of the cookies. I love this Redmond Real Salt. It's an excellent brand, has lots of minerals in it, makes salt actually healthy for you versus a lot of the salt that they put in baked goods or anything that you might be buying on the market that is pre-made. Next, we're going to add cinnamon. I love cinnamon in my oat cookies, so I always put cinnamon in, and I'm actually gonna do 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I like them really spicy, so I like to put a good amount of cinnamon in, 2 teaspoons, and then I'm gonna add nutmeg as well, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, and I think that's it for our dry ingredients right now. I'm gonna go ahead and stir this up. So we've got the cinnamon, the baking soda, the salt, and the nutmeg in here. We're just gonna go ahead and set this bowl aside here, and we're gonna bring out this bowl. This bowl has my allulose in it. I've already pre-measured it. Now, I don't like my cookies too sweet, so I went ahead and put 1 cup of allulose. You could do 1.5 cups. I like allulose. It's an all-natural sweetener derived from non-GMO corn, and it can also be found in jackfruit, kiwi, figs, and raisins. It's rich in natural nutrients, antioxidants, and low on the glycemic index. It's unique among sweeteners because it caramelizes just like sugar and it's suitable for keto diets, kids with ADHD, and diabetics. And it's perfect for cooking, baking, and sauces, and even making glazes. The one thing that I've noticed is I've tried using Lakanto, which is erythritol and monk fruit, and it's too gritty. It leaves a grittiness when you're making your recipes. So I've switched to using allulose, and I absolutely love it. So I will put a link to this in the description as well, so you can find it if you'd like to. So the next step is going to be adding the butter. I got this butter at Costco. This is organic salted butter from Costco. I'm going to use 2 cubes of this. I really love a good buttery cookie, and so does my husband Chris. So because we're going to be making so many of these, it will be a pretty small amount in each cookie. You could use less butter if you wanted to. For me, like I said, I really love a good buttery, chewy cookie. Costco has awesome organic and healthy products, you guys. I did do a video a couple of weeks ago. It was my healthy Costco haul, and I talked about this butter and all of the other things that I find there. So that's a great video. I'll put a link up here if you would like to check that out. It's been super popular. A lot of people really love it. So I've got the Kirkland butter here, and I'm going to take this over and use my electric beater to whip this up. You can also use a stand mixer. You probably could mix it with just a whisk or a fork, but I usually use my electric beater. So I'm just going to beat this on about a medium here. So there we go. I've combined the sugar and the butter. And next we're going to add some eggs, and we're going to add some vanilla. I've got 2 free-range organic eggs. These are not pasture-raised. That is the best. Free-range is second best. I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and this is my favorite vanilla. It comes from Mexico. Oh, and I didn't know if you noticed I'm wearing my Flora Farms apron. Leave a comment down below if you have been to Flora Farms at all. It's in San Jose del Cabo, and I'd love to know if you visited. It's a fantastic organic garden. So check that out if you haven't seen it already. If you're enjoying this video, give it a like. It really helps me out here on my channel, and subscribe if you're enjoying this cook with me. I'll be doing more of these videos, especially if you guys love it, and let me know what else you would like me to cook, because I would love to bring you more videos like this. Hit the little bell when you do subscribe, and that way you'll get notified for all of the videos coming up. So let's get back to our recipe. We're gonna add 1 egg at a time here, and let's go ahead and mix. Adding in the second egg. Okay, there we go for our egg mixture. That is looking really good. So here we are for our egg and sugar and butter mixture. Looks really good. We've got the 1 tablespoon of vanilla in there as well. I'm gonna set that over here. So I need to put the oven on to 350. There we are. It should warm up fast enough. And then the next thing that we're gonna do is actually mix the flour into the butter mixture. So just stirring up to combine. Looking really good, like a great chocolate chip cookie recipe. Now next, we're going to add the oats. I'm using 365 organic rolled oats, which is Whole Foods brand. I haven't done a video about them, but I'll do a haul video from Whole Foods too at some point. So this is going to be 2.5 cups. Should be fine with 2.5 cups, so we'll leave it at that. Again, stirring in the oats, adding this in, and I'm going to do something in just a minute here. I'm actually going to separate out this cookie dough into 2 batches because I have been sensitive to chocolate lately. It really seems to trigger my insomnia. So I'm gonna go ahead and do mine with some currants, and I'll make some for my husband with just chocolate chips, because that's what he loves. He loves chocolate chip cookies. So this is looking so good, you guys. And I am gonna go ahead and put the walnuts in because we both will love having the walnuts. So we're adding the walnuts. My fingers are getting a little sticky with the stirring. I like my walnut pieces pretty chunky, so I do break them up a little bit, but you don't really have to like fully chop them. Okay, so now I'm going to divide it into 2 bowls here so that I can put the currants in one and the chocolate chips in the other. I'm going to use Lily's chocolate chips for the cookies. These are excellent, no sugar added chocolate chips. They sweeten them with stevia. These are actually the dark chocolate chips. They're pretty dark. Semi-sweet are also really great, but my husband does love dark chocolate, so he's gonna be happy with these. Lily's is such a good brand. I'll put a link to them in the description as well. They are a great non-GMO product. And normally if I am making one batch that's all chocolate chip, I will put the whole bag in. But since I am splitting it, I'm gonna go ahead and do about half the bag because I like them pretty chocolatey, and so does my husband. So we'll do that, about half of the bag. And then for my cookies, I'm going to add these currants here. So I'm gonna put the currants in. I just did 1/4 cup. You could also do craisins, dried cranberries. I even thought about doing dried apricot pieces. So anything like that instead of the chocolate chips would work deliciously in this recipe. So just mixing that up here. And again, we're going to stir up the chocolate chips here in my little oat mess. But actually it's kind of a cool design. I think it looks pretty good. That looks good. I think it's ready to go. Now, one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in the refrigerator for just a few minutes to cool it down, because that actually really does help to make the cookies a little bit chewier, and I really like a chewy cookie. So this is going to be a chewier cookie recipe. It says to keep them in the fridge for about 20 minutes in order to allow them to cool down. Okay, I'm back. These have been chilled and they are ready to go. So now we are going to put a little parchment paper on our stainless steel cookie sheets. I have these lovely stainless steel cookie sheets. I got them on Amazon. I'll put a link to them down in the description for you. But this is safe cookware. I did a video a while back about safe cookware and parchment paper. I'll put a link to that here for you so that you can see and learn more about non-toxic cookware and why we need to stay away from non-stick, guys. Really, really important. But here I've got the 365 parchment paper. I'm using the larger cookie sheets because I'm going to try to make 32 of these. I used MyFitnessPal app, and you can see that here that I added every single ingredient in for my cookies, and with a serving size of 130. That makes it really easy to see how many calories are in your cookies. With the sugar, there's a lot more calories, so using allulose actually brings down the calorie count for your healthy cookies quite a bit. And you can see that here in the app. So I'm going to try to make 32 cookies. That'll be 16 on each cookie tray. So I did go ahead and use the larger cookie trays. So let's go ahead and start with the ones with currants. And I'm gonna make these a little bit of a different shape, so that way we'll be able to tell. I learned about this technique on one of the cooking channels that I was watching the other day. And you can just put the cookie in a 1/4 cup measuring cup, and that makes a nice little square cookie. And let's see how it works. Oh yes, it comes out nicely, and then you can just smash it down a little bit, and it's going to make a more squared off looking cookie. Okay, so now I've got actually 14 cookies on this tray. So we shall see if this actually has a couple more than 16 cookies. We'll put these in the oven and we'll cook them for 12 to 14 minutes. So I'm gonna just pop them in the oven now. Okay, there we go. Now we're ready to go. So we're gonna put the chocolate chip ones on. These I'm just gonna do in a mound. So again, you've got nice clean hands, and we're just gonna put these right on. I pay attention to calories. You may or may not have watched my video on weight loss and how my husband and I lost 25 pounds combined during COVID. And one of the ways we did that was by eating less sugar and also less carbs too. These do have a little bit of carbs in it, but they do not have sugar. So that is one of the reasons that I really started getting a little bit more into this no sugar baking. So take a look at that video if you're interested in that one. It's got a lot of information about staying healthy and fit, and it's a really great video. So I highly recommend it. Now we'll put these into the oven and we'll bake again for 12 to 14 minutes. I'll put my timer on and I'll see you back here in just a minute. Okay guys, so this is my first batch here. These are the cookies with the currants in them, and I left the center a little soft. They look perfect, you guys. I'm so excited. Oh, look at the back. It's perfectly golden, lovely looking cookie. Can you see that? It looks amazing. They came out so great, and I can tell that they're soft. They might be a little bit of a cakier cookie, we'll see. So those are all set. I'm gonna move this pan out of the way. It's not too hot anymore. Nice thing about stainless steel is it does cool down quickly. Okay, so here is my second batch of cookies, the chocolate chip cookies. They look great as well. Let's just set them down here. Test the center. Yep, they're definitely a little bit soft, which is exactly what we want for chewy cookies. So I am just gonna taste one of these cookies here for you guys. It is a little bit of a cakier cookie, but it looks great. We can see how it breaks apart really nicely. Wow, that's a beautiful cookie, guys. So let's just taste it here. Very good. I love the walnuts, the crunchiness of the walnuts. It tastes like cinnamon. It's a little bit of a cakier cookie and really, really delicious. Once they cool down, I will store them in one of these stasher bags. These are great silicone bags. We put them in the refrigerator. My husband likes his cookies a little bit more cold. I like mine warm right out of the oven like this. You can also put them in a glass container to store them in the refrigerator. That way they last longer. They can last up to a couple of weeks in the refrigerator. Or some people like to put them in a canning jar and just put them in the cupboard. You do need to eat them a little faster if you're going to do that. Again, they came out so good, you guys. I've got a batch of chocolate chip and I've got a batch of currant. Try this recipe out. It's completely sugar-free. They taste sweet, even though they have no conventional sugar in them, no calories from sugar. And I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe if you would like more great healthy information like this. And be sure to hit the little bell so that you get notified when the next episode comes along. I'm so glad you're here and that you stopped by to watch this video and cook with me today. I love you guys and I'm so happy to have you here on my channel. I will see you next time and I wish you the very best of health. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.